Yeah, Skully didn't like that.
Did you hear the recent Sasquatch story?
I want that stuff.
I've been seeing a lot of Bigfoot shit all of a sudden.
There was this.
I got something to tell you later.
Okay. Is it Bigfoot?
No, it's
Did you find a Bigfoot, Boo? Not that? Show me the Bigfoot.
I believe it was Utah. This guy was out target shooting. He went down, changed his target. Bullets, boom, boom, start hitting all around him. He takes cover. He's getting shot at. There's a dude on the road in a pickup truck that is shooting at him.
Thinks he's Bigfoot?
He finally gets him to stop, goes out there, and that's what the guy says. He's like, the guy tells him, I don't do much target shooting, but when I see Bigfoot, I shoot.
Oh man, imagine how many people he just shot at.
I'm like, man, motherfucker, you is dangerous.
Oh shit. Didn't tell the police that?
Oh yeah, I think they were talking about charging him with something.
Holy fuck. When I see Bigfoot, I shoot. That's a path right there.
Mm-hmm.
So what's up with the mini truck?
I broke the half shaft going into the.
See, I didn't hear any of that. I just knew it had been recovered.
Recovered.
Jeff, tell them how you spent your weekend. I'm like, what'd you do this weekend?
It wasn't really the weekend.
Why don't we can buy a winch in the back, and you can use it like a come along.
Mm-hmm.
You can attach it to this tree and attach it to this thing, and it'll kind of wind up in the middle.
I was actually going to buy a winch, but I just never got that far.
I have 2 of them in the back. Well, that winch weighs more than your truck does.
Probably.
I have a brand new Warren M1200. It's a military one.
So hydraulic?
No, it's a Warren. It's a battery. It was a 24 volt. It's been converted to a 12 volt, I believe. And I also have some Viper. I think there's a Viper winch would work perfect on that truck, man. That's what they're putting on the razors.
Mm-hmm.
You can get a Viper winch with synthetic line, so it doesn't weigh shit for a couple $100. Give me your mini truck. Set the tone. It was a half moon. It was a thunderstorm. It was
raining.
A flash flood. It was a flash flood that had been in, it was upgraded from flash flood to just straight out flood.
Needless to say, the mini truck got stuck.
What made you think you could even go there? This is really Gina's fault.
It is really Gina's fault. I had already gone up there.
I know.
But there was one road that was going downhill.
There's 170 acres or something Jeff's looking at next to him.
That was big. It was a logging truck road, and it was double wide. And she's like, let's go down there. And I'm like, I haven't been down there yet. And she's like, let's go down there. So we start going down.
What time is it?
At this time, it's only like 7 o'clock at night.
So you still have a little light.
There's still light. Yeah, there's still plenty of light. So I go down this hill, and the closer to the bottom it gets, the more narrow it gets, and the side walls go up on it. And it's been a couple years since they've gone out there, so the water has turned this thing into just ruts and stuff. But the mini truck it's fine. And then I get down to the bottom, and it turns into a river, so I can't go any further. So I have to turn around. So I'm trying to turn around, but I can't get all over the banks. So I'm doing the Austin Power back and forth.
But if you had a bumper, the mixed strider built you.
If I'd had a mixed strider bumper, I could have just pushed right up.
Popped up and crawled out of there.
But I think while I was doing this back and forth stuff, I broke one of my half shafts to the front passenger side on the 4-wheel drive. I did not know this.
We should go to Kentucky and get one.
I know. So I still got it out, but once I got it on the road, it just would not, because the leaves and the water, everything was wet, it just wouldn't grab. The tires were spinning, so I couldn't get it up the hill. We were supposed to get 2 inches of rain. The truck is in the floodplain, so I'm like, well, I have to get this out tonight, or
it won't be here tomorrow.
So we had to walk home. We were only about 1.5 miles away from the house. We walked home, and then I got the big truck, and I got my come-alongs, and I went out there, and I had to move about 40 feet to get it to where. So I backed my truck up as far as I could go down that road before then I would have to. Like Gina was freaking out. We're gonna have 2 trucks stuck. I'm like, no. I backed it up as far as I could, but I still needed to move the truck 40 feet to get to where I could hook it up to 4 30-foot straps. Which means I'd use the come-alongs. Well, I'm sure that the come-alongs I was using were not or probably rated right around 1,000 pounds, maybe more.
And you just need to keep a whole fucking roll that's 1-inch tubular with you.
Yeah, and I was ratcheting that thing. I started ratcheting at 8 o'clock. We didn't get out of there till 2 o'clock in the morning. Because when you're using a fucking come-along, it's inches. You're just moving inches.
Your one arm's probably bigger.
I had two ratchet straps. Not 2 ratchet straps, but 2 come-alongs connected to each other, and I'm doing it like this. Oh man, there was a couple of moments where I was like, "Fuck it, that I can buy another truck less than what it's gonna do." So when we finally got home, I was wrecked. My back was wrecked.
I wanted a camo one, anyways.
Yeah.
Parts are readily available for that.
Mm-hmm. So, anyways, I got to test out my new light system and everything, but that's when I noticed that one of the half shaft was broke, which is the reason why it wouldn't go up the hill. Like the first time I went up to that place, it was raining. You couldn't see the road because the water was coming down, and it just chugged right up there in 4-wheel drive low. So I think it was just because I only had 2 wheels on the ground. And
if you came home and there was like a General or a Ranger in your driveway, you'd just be like, oh, fuck that little mini truck.
I don't think so. The thing I like about the mini truck is
nobody has any part that no one has one.
Is the bed.
Yeah.
That I can throw stuff in the back. I can put stuff in the back of it. Where even the Ranger, it's only got a 3-foot fucking bed.
I thought for a long time I want a crew cab 6-wheel Ranger, one of those 6-wheel ones.
Yeah.
The Ranger has a bed about on par with that Toyota Tacoma out there. We have about an equal amount of bed. So
Probably.
I mean, I'm getting used to the idea of a Ranger.
Yeah, getting used to the idea of a Ranger.
So did you have to run through 3 garages to find the shit?
Fortunately, no, because I had bought. So once I got the truck, I went and bought like 4 tow straps. I bought a bunch of stuff just for the truck.
Right.
Now it was not in the truck. We had to walk home.
But you knew where it was.
I knew where it
was.
was.
Because in SOE fashion, some terrible shit will happen. And we will, like jumper cables, for instance.
Yeah.
I'll go buy literally 8 fucking sets of jumper cables to put them in every fucking car. And somehow, like we'll actually even put them in the fucking car. But a year later, when we actually need some jumper cables, they're not in the car we need it. And we'll go to the next truck and the fucking jumper cables have been they just evaporate. Whatever it is we need, it's not in any of the vehicles ever.
To the clamps. And the only jumper cables that
like tow hitches. How many fucking tow hitches should you ever have to buy?
All of them.
I just started fucking organizing the garage. I have 20 fucking tow hitches. 20 of them. Because fucking we've had to go buy them. I don't know where the fuck they go. I don't know where they were when I needed them.
Yeah, tow hitches, jumper cables. And when you go to find the jumper cables,
one clamp will be missing.
Yeah, one clamp. It'll be the jumper cables.
Maybe had tried to make Damascus out of it or something.
John will be like, man, I brought these cables from San Diego. They were broke when we brought them.
Yep, those green ones. And we would actually take and clamp that clamp on and then wedge the wire in there. And they would still fucking work. We just never we never crimped them back on.
And that'll be the jumper cables you find. Or the tow hitch that you find will be the one that has... The tow hitch that you find will either be the one...
With the 2 5/16 ball that doesn't fit the 2-inch trailer.
But you'll either be driving the Ford and you won't find a drop, or you'll be driving the Excursion and you'll find the one that has a 6-inch drop.
Yeah. No, it's a 13... So the big truck has a 13-inch drop to it. And then the Excursion has like a 4 or a 6. And you'll have them backwards. And then weird, the Dodge has a fucking real long drop to it too.
Yeah. That's the way it always is. And then John will get mad because we couldn't find it. And he'll go, fuck it. We're going to Home Depot. And we'll buy all the tow hitches they have or all the jumper cables they have or whatever, and bring it back. And the next day, he'll just be looking for something totally else, and he'll be like, "Hey, there's all those jumper cables, or there's all the tow hitches."
I found them. Like I just found a fuck ton of jumper cables. Like I bought a set off Amazon.
Yeah.
Because we were about to do the whole buy all the jumper cables again. And I bought a set off Amazon. I only bought one. I wanted to see how beefy. It's a great set of jumper cables. They're fucking awesome. But I did just find 3 more sets. They're hanging on the wall now out there. I don't know where they were.
Perfectly hanging on the wall. But this winter, when the Ford needs a jump, we're going to go in there, and the only set that'll be up there is the one missing the clamp. And we won't know where the clamp is.
It's never up. It's never that we used them and didn't put them back. Like they live in the trucks.
Yeah.
We don't know where the fuck. I really think like Tyler would go and pull them off to dust them or something, or polish them, or do something,
and then leave them somewhere.
And then he'd end up a mile out there in the woods on his phone. And he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" And he didn't. I think that's where a lot of it was.
So Ben Shapiro spoke at Ohio State last month.
Oh God, they were making such a big deal about it.
So there's a guy that was just out interviewing people protesting. It was pretty interesting. But man, people are like, fucking Ben Shapiro's responsible for the shooting in Philadelphia. He hates Jews. You know he's fucking Jewish, right? Like fucking
Jewish?
like straight wearing a yarmulke Jewish, like
all the time.
Like all the fucking time. It's like the rhetoric, like people just don't even
the problem
fucking...
is, if all those people, there's not a single time that they go to those protests and they interview somebody that has a logical argument. They either have no idea why they're there,
literally no idea,
or they have no idea who the person is that they're talking about. They're
and what their rhetoric is.
They're fucking retards.
You seen all the Reagan dead posters? Like glad he's dead and shit like that, and they show like an old young picture of Reagan, and they got like X's over his eyes.
He died of old age, guys.
Yeah.
You didn't assassinate him. He died of old age.
Yeah. But
so
I just don't like. And what kind of? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense.
This is what it is. What it is there are a bunch of liberal, disgruntled, tenured teachers in college that are filling those kids' heads up with fucking outright lies. And they're believing it because that's the Kool-Aid. They're drinking the college Kool-Aid, and you must drink it. The harder you drink it, the better you're going to be. And they're filling those kids' heads with fucking outright lies, and that is what's going on. The issue here is not the students. You can't blame that, whatever 20-something kid that's out in front of Ben Shapiro's with a sign that says Reagan must die. He has no idea why he's carrying that sign. His fucking teacher told him that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
And because of that those people should be fucking fired. Because they have a political agenda. And that's not what an education is. Education is not about a political agenda. They should be fucking ran out of those places with pitchforks. Because here's the issue. This is the thing that pisses me off. You got all these kids running around on college campuses talking about socialism. Socialism, 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 socialism. They're getting it from their professors, who are tenured, who can't be fired, who are not socialists. They are fucking capitalists. None of them are giving up their paycheck to help support the the cause. None of them are pushing themselves out of the school to continue the struggle. They're cashing in. They're making their six-figure. The reason why what you don't understand is the reason why your college experience is so expensive. This is why. Because when your liberal institutions found out that the government was going to back your student loans, they immediately raised the price of tuition in all those institutions. Why? So they can line their pockets. If you should be protesting on your own campuses, wondering why those people are making all that money and pretending that it's somebody else that's controlling that. It's those school institutions that are doing that. They have pulled the wool over your eyes and making you look totally stupid.
And meanwhile, that teacher that, I don't know who shared that article, the teacher that gave out zeros for incomplete work, and they fired that fucking person.
How about the teacher that just got fired? How about the gym teacher who just got fired because he said he will not enter a locker room that has a genetically female in it to watch her do whatever we're doing in locker rooms. Take a shower, change our clothes. But because she says she's a dude, he is supposed to walk in there and pretend like she is a dude. Any other circumstances, that gym teacher would be fucking arrested and fired if he was in the female locker room looking at girls. But yet this school wants him to look at a girl who says she's a boy. That's pathetic. Pathetic. That whole institution should be fucking closed down.
So have you had your prostate checked?
Yeah.
And it's all good?
A long time ago.
He's going to get his check today.
Are you really?
No, I thought we were going to do each other.
Really big hands.
I had him. I told you I was getting you the special treatment. Didn't I tell you?
Getting your prostate checked?
No.
Because
No.
you might want to prepare for that.
I shaved, I groomed.
No.
He means emptying.
Oh,
No,
right.
I don't even mean that. I'm just like mentally get yourself prepared. But when they actually physically touch your prostate, it is nothing. There's like when they talk about people doing this for fun, I have no idea where they're coming from with let me play with your prostate.
Who do you think?
There's
Hey,
not
hold
a-
on.
Not a chance in hell that any way does that ever feel good.
Who on staff here? Who do we have on staff? Out of anybody on staff, who would be most likely to be into that? Yeah.
Yes. 1,000%.
Who?
Mr. Buttplug.
Butt plug,
Yeah, butt plug Nick. Cool.
I have a tail.
A tail.
Probably does.
Butt plug me.
Butt plug Nick.
Probably a
Ask Nick
pigtail.
if he's into peg.
Yeah, of course he is. And what's the other one he talks about all the time? Docking? And a cum dragon.
What's a cum
I
dragon?
don't even want to know. I've never. I know he wants to tell me about it, but I've never entertained the conversation.
A cum
You're
dragon.
like, "Hey, good, walk away.
Nick,
Cum dragon.
cum dragon.
Nick, Gabby is very interested in knowing what a cum dragon is.
He's like, oh, well, let me tell you.
Wait, let me get my jacket
Yes.
You
I
can't
can
work
tell-
for the church
So,
anymore.
hey, do you need to put the jacket on for cum dragon?
So there's two different variations. The one that I know and the one that
The one
I
you practice.
mean as when I say it, what I mean
Did you
by
just
it,
say the one you and Anthony do? Who's
on.
Anthony?
Yes. Tony.
and then what is on Urban Dictionary.
Okay.
So Urban Dictionary says it's when a chick's blowing you and you start to get off, you slam her head down so that jizz comes out her nose.
I like that one. I'm good with that one.
Now mine,
He's got a variation of like appendix.
mine
There's gonna be some gay shit.
was from my ex.
Who was a boy
Yes.
or a girl?
She was a very pretty long
Poor girl.
boy with tits.
They make those.
I know. That is a chick who's jacking two dudes off at the same time, while at the same time blowing a dude and getting railed. So that when everything is done, she's sitting here going like this, flapping her wings and spitting jizz.
You haven't been at a party where that happened?
Four.
Four guys.
At least 4.
Next one.
That chick, she's gone pro.
And so
Yeah, that's pro.
camera guy, too.
That is cum dragon pro, I think.
Come
Yes, it is.
dragon. What's docking?
Everybody knows what talking is.
Yeah.
Do you know what docking is?
What?
Yeah, I know talking.
He's like,
I only know because Justin Souders talks
Yeah.
about it often.
I know
A
because
lot. Like
I
a
know
lot.
because
Because you're in the military.
Sebastian.
Sebastian told you what docking is? What is it?
Go, come on, Nick. What is it?
Docking is when you take two dicks, put them together, you take their foreskin and run them over.
So they have to be uncircumcised.
Or have really loose foreskin.
Not when you did it?
Not raw.
I mean, not really.
They're taking a mannequin head and peeking it up over the bathroom stall. And like, needless to say, people got super pissed. But in the last one, you hear this fucking Latino dude be like, "Yo, motherfucker, you're fucking with the wrong motherfucker," and you hear, "Oh, fucking put the round home."
Although I have to say,
The response.
why wouldn't your gun already be caught?
Yeah,
That's what I
said.
said. That's what I said.
The response should have been, not really if your gun wasn't loaded.
You're fucking with the wrong motherfucker.
But then again, that's, you know, I know everybody around here thinks they're a ninja. But that in itself is a deterrent, whether you think so or not.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
If you had a thing if you had an app on your phone that was just a gun talking that
Shotgun.
sounded realistic enough, that alone could get a dude to be like,
They'd
I'm leaving.
Clint Smith has this little rant where he's like, he's talking about if your gun runs out of bullets. He's like, don't leave that slide back. He's like, I can take you to some tribe in fucking Zulu fucking Africa, and you fucking put that slide to the back, lock it to the back, and point it at fucking these tribesmen. They've probably never seen that shit. They'll come and they'll chop your head off with a machete. He's like, you fucking put that slide forward. He's like, they're not coming to chop your head off. It was pretty funny though, but true. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because
you gotta fake it till you make it.
Yeah, if you put the slide forward like it's supposed to be, they don't know you're
Yeah.
putting that ammo.
Yep. I just thought that was a cool rant. Cool rant by Clint.
Clint.
You don't like Clint Smith?
No, he's awesome.
Fucking.
Clint Smith is everything I need endorsement for Jaeger. Because Jaeger will always be like, I don't know any real instructor who carries a 45 around anymore. It's like, well, Clint seems to carry one. I don't know what's going on there, Jaeger. You might want to check your references a little better. Well, Clint's got the same problem. Clint has the same problem that I have. Is that's Clint's entire, his entire younger years, no matter what, would have been some sort of Browning. So it would have been in 1911.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure he carries Glocks and all that other stuff, just like I have Glocks that suck. But same thing. And 1911 is what I trained on in the Marine Corps, and 1911 is what I'm telling you is the best gun.
Born and raised.
Because you're good with it.
Yeah, it's because I don't. In my head, this is the truth. In my head, well, I'm going to tell you because everybody's going to be like, in my head, every time I take that Glock and put it back in the holster, my head is telling me
It's not safe.
that it's not safe
Because it doesn't have an external safety.
because it doesn't have an external safety on it. Yep, that's it. Like you can put an external safety on any gun. If you have I don't mean just an external safety. If you have a Jennings or a Raven or some cowboy action pistol that's hidden in the bottom of your safe, and you can somehow put a left-handed external safety on it, I'm going to buy that gun. I'm going to buy it. One time, I went into the gun store, and Browning high power, I'm not a 9mm carry type of guy. And the Browning high power is in there, and I'm like, I walk by it, I see it, I walk by it, I'm like, wait a minute. Does that have a left-handed safety on it? And he's like, sure does. I go, all right, I want it. And he goes, what? I go, it's got an external left-handed safety on it. Of course I want it.
Because you're left-handed?
Yeah. Because it's kind of rare.
Right.
I mean, even 1911, unless you're buying a tactical or something like that, they usually don't ever have the they usually don't ever have that safety on the left side. It's always usually just on the right side. So you have to get an ambidextrous safety put on.
Don't cut into the tongs. No, the tongs. I'm not worried about the board.
That's made to be.
But you'll fuck up the knife if you cut into those tongs. Then Shaq will have to spend the next 6 hours trying to get the dig out of it.
And the truth be told, the Glock is, the 45 is way better than 9mm. It just is.
I mean, it's a bigger bullet.
They don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. It's like the FBI. The FBI's like, yes, the best concealed carry gun is a 9mm. It's what we need to issue to all our agents. And then they're like, but it needs to be, but it needs to be a 900 feet per second, 147 grain bullet. Oh, wait a minute. So you're not really playing to you're not really playing to the strength of the 9mm with that 115 grain bullet. You've got to make it like it's a 45.
45.
Yeah.
That makes no sense.
Well, it does when you're talking about spending money. The FBI, what the other thing that most people don't pay attention to, because everybody's just on the video of the day, is the FBI every 4 years changes the caliber that its department's using. So they can buy all new guns and buy all new bullets. And I promise you, in 3 years, they're either going to be shooting the 40 again, or they're going to be shooting the 41, or they're going to go right back to the 45.
There's a 41.
Well, I was making a joke, but there technically is a 41 Action Express. It's called a 41 Action Express. The Israelis developed it, and it's a 40 caliber size bullet, or with a 9mm size rim. So basically, basically what they were trying to do was make something with a little more power than a 9mm. So by doing that, by making that specific type of bullet, on the Uzis, the only thing they had to change was the barrel. You could still you just change. You take a 9mm Uzi, you pull the barrel out. 41 Action Express fits in all the 9mm magazines, and boom, boom, boom. You don't have to change anything else out, like the extractors and all that stuff. That's why the Israelis did it. It didn't last long. I don't even think you can buy production 41 Action Express ammo anymore. It was unique. I've got an Uzi that when I bought my Uzi, my Uzi came in. I got all the stuff for 9mm, all the stuff for 41 Action Express, and all the stuff for 45.
Anyways, to rip audio off a video is super simple, but to convert it into iPad is definitely some steps, or into a podcast is a few steps. So it's not easy.
And my thought was, okay, so I know you know the answer because you've looked into it, but my thought was, yeah, that's exactly how Joe Rogan does it. I promise you, I fucking promise you, that is not how Joe Rogan does it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're seeing a camera. Those motherfuckers are wired.
Yeah.
Plus they got drop downs. Plus what you're seeing, you're seeing this much. What you're not seeing is all of this.
Yeah.
You're talking about a fucking a multi-million-dollar fucking.
He has a producer.
Yeah, they got soundboards and shit.
Yeah.
You're seeing the one room at the radio station. You're not seeing the rest of it.
And the difference between here, or I'd say most podcasts and Joe Rogan is, if Joe Rogan goes, where are forks? I wonder where forks are made. Boom! It's on the screen right in front of him in 2 seconds.
That's what James. So what you don't see at James's, or maybe you do when James does a podcast or a live feed. There's 4 fucking monitors there, and he has a monitor right in front of him that all mixes. They have a mixing board thing, so he's got 2, if not 3, dudes sitting there, circling the ones that they want to draw his eyes to on Instagram, Facebook, like he's live feeding YouTube all at this. He's live feeding everything at the same time, and they are highlighting. And he's got I'm a moderator on there. Like I can go into his feeds and ban dudes if we see some dude repetitively talking shit or whatever. Like, and I can do that fucking remotely. I can do that satellite. So there's a lot more to it. Like James has, like, have you ever been over there?
No.
Dude, it's like there's a lot of shit there. Like you walk in, like it's a fucking studio.
Yeah, I mean, just a little view you can see. You can tell there's a lot going on. And you can tell he's going from monitor to monitor and monitor.
And where you're looking, that is not what you look like on that screen. I'm like I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, where the fuck am I at? Where am I looking at? Because it's all reversed. And then the one takeaway I have from being on Real Podcast is we're not gonna have any damn microphones on the fucking tables. Our microphones are gonna hang right here because we touch the table all the time and it goes boom, 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 boom. It is so fucking loud.
It's a good point.
With those mics on the table, we're gonna drop our shit down.
Yeah, good point.
And I'm gonna grab that old microphone. We're gonna go to a movie theater, a drive-in, and we're gonna steal one of them boxes.
Boxes, okay.
That's the microphone.
I know where we can get those. I know
That's
the
the
exact spot.
We're gonna have to go to San Diego.
I thought we were never going back to San Diego. I'm not allowed to go back into San Diego. I don't even own 10-round magazines anymore. I mean, what am I going to do?
Okay, not
That's
San
not
Diego.
true.
Not San Diego.
It's 100% true.
Not San Diego. There's a lot
You own
closer driving
1911s?
movie theaters. What?
They don't have 10-round magazines. What are you
What,
doing?
like that 8-round magazines?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's not 10.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, Skully.
I
You
can't
know
go.
what
I'm
we
not going to
do?
go into California with 8 rounds of ammo.
I mean, you carry it all the time.
You know?
Yeah, but that's because it's totally different.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about 1911?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
trying to 1911 me.
1911 came with a 7-round mag, right?
Yeah.
I've never seen one, ever. I've never seen, I mean, I probably have in a museum or something. But like Wilson Combat used to send us 10-round mags. Like, we got about, 1,000 of them? Like, they sent us 1,000. Maybe it wasn't 1,000. Hundreds.
Yeah.
Of 10-round Wilson Combat mags.
I was
MUSOC, their mags were 10-round mags. Like, the mag, well, I don't think with those guns, like, I don't think you could even put a 7-round mag in there. What do you, like, my thumb won't, like, you'd have to, like, set it there and then kind of push the 7-round mag in.
I was at Strider, and our heat treat guy came up to pick up some of our stuff. He comes in and he's like, "Hey man, you got any cardboard boxes?" And Steve was like, "Well, what do you need cardboard boxes for?" "Man, I had these parts fall out of this bin that they sent the parts in, and I just need something to put them in." So you know the big tri-wall
4x4
boxes,
by 4.
4x4, the big that's
It's like
on a
waxed,
fucking
reinforced
metal
cardboard.
pallet. I'm like, "Well, how many boxes do you need?" He's like, "I don't know, there's probably 5,000 of these things all over the back of my truck." And I'm like, "What is it?" And he goes, "Well, I don't know what it is." So I'm like, okay, well, I got to see what kind of knives that, I figure it's like buck knives.
5,000 of.
There's buck knives in there or some shit that they're heat treated down in can't remember the name of the heat treat place. Yeah, down in Santee.
Before they went to Idaho.
I go back there, and it is a tri-wall that has broken open, and it's nothing but Wilson Combat magazines that have just spilled out all over the floor. And I'm like, holy shit, dude. Now it's just the bodies because they were getting heat treated, but I'm like, man, I can get all the come on, let me have one of these little boxes full of these magazines.